What's good? What's good? What's good? This is this premiere of the Valiant Boys. I know we tried to premiere this show a few weeks ago. Life happened, as y'all can tell. But it's your boy The Don in the building, and here's my co-host Pengame. What's good, man?
What's up, world? What's up, everybody out there? Go Blue Skies.
All right. So if anybody joining us, hey y'all in the chat, y'all throw y'all questions in. We'll display them on the screen and we'll go from there. All right, man. So let's talk about the game for this week. The battle for the Paul Bunyan trophy that's been sitting in our trophy case for the past three, 4 seasons now.
Yeah, been
And
forever, it seems.
yeah, and I feel like it's gonna pretty much stay in there for another 360 some days. Um, but I want to go ahead and get into this game. So what's the biggest key in this game for you, Pen Game?
Um, my biggest key is going to be the actually kind of like the blueprint we had the last game. So defense is going to have to be the feature. We need a complete defensive performance across the board. Would like it to be a little earlier. You know, uh, Especially the offense with their supporting role they're going to play again this week. But I think the defense will lead. Um, Turnovers will be key if we can snag a couple turnovers off of I wouldn't say turnover prone, but consistently known to turn the ball over offense as far as Michigan State and quarterback play. Run the quarterback play as far as run as far as win, dominate. That's what I mean by run. So win the quarterback battle. Rather, it's less turnovers, more touchdowns, more rushing yards. Just get the leg up on the other QB. Always pay attention to those position battles throughout a season, throughout a game. So definitely looking forward to those keys. But I would definitely lean on the defense, getting a couple turnovers, putting the offense in an advantage to go ahead or maintain or extend a lead that is.
All right. Okay. So my thing is, man, Michigan control his own destiny right now. If we set this tone early, this game could get out of hand for Michigan State, man. Um, our offensive line, man, they've been okay for this year. But winning in the trenches, this means that this also dictates the tempo of the game as well, especially with our run game. I don't know if Hayes suiting up this Saturday, but Marshall, man, he looked very dominant in this last game that we played. So
Hmm.
against Washington, and I really feel like Marshall now he's feeling himself, which is good because we really need him to come through until Hayes comes back. Um, the biggest question mark for me is going to be Bryce Underwood. This is a rivalry game that he has not seen yet. He has not seen. Yeah, we played against Oklahoma down there in Norman, Oklahoma. Yeah, he played at USC down there, and yeah, we also went on the road against Nebraska, which I think that was a good win for him. Playing in that Sea of Red like, as they call it down there in Lincoln, Nebraska. But this is Michigan versus Michigan State. This I want to see how he's going to keep his composure in this game. If he stays poised, we're gonna be fine. And I really feel like okay, this is good because Ohio State play us at the big house this year. So this probably is going to be his last big rivalry game on the road this year.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm really going to be looking at right now with Bryce to see if he can keep his composure on the road playing at East Lansing. The defense has been elite against the run, and we already know Michigan State offense. That's all they got is their run game. So we can shut that down. We be fine. But it's sum everything up what I just said, man. We just gotta do what we do, man. Play Michigan football, smash mouth football, control the clock, wear them down. We do that,
Yeah,
man. Fine.
yeah, without a doubt, man. I'm really agreeing with everything you said there. Definitely want to shine emphasis or shine light on the offensive line. In order for this offense to run, they're going to have to continue to do what they did last week, and take it to another level and continue to execute defensive line as well. They need to do the same. They need to do the same, and they need to continue to stay in that base. Stay in that base. Unless the players are coming along, maybe a couple new wrinkles here and there. But let's see that base defense. Let's expound from that. Let the playmakers make plays, man. Put the playmakers in position to make plays. Guys are out there playing fast. They're not thinking. Let's project that on over to this week. And we see what's going on and what's happening to 6MK Live. Peace to you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
for tuning in to us today, brother.
yeah, that's the host of the heavy hitters right there.
Yes, sir.
So what's good, K Styles, man? Thank you for joining us. All 8 people, man. Hey, let us know in the chat, man. Um, who y'all are, where y'all from, man, and who y'all got for this game. So next question I have is, I know you gonna laugh when I say this. Do you think this gonna be an upset, or you gonna think this gonna be a blowout?
It's closer to a blowout more than it is an upset. That's why I got these the turnover buffs on, because get used to seeing these this Saturday night, y'all, on the broadcast, because it's going to be some buffs getting worn on the sideline. So, um, yeah, I think in order for it to be an upset, this team last week didn't happen, and we're coming off a USC game with last week not happening. So just to see the fact that they were able to bounce back on the field, not just talking in the media or, amongst each other. They put it on the film. They show that they made the corrections that they needed to make. Now it's just a conscious effort to continue that against a team that's, pretty much their season is right here as far as the highlight of their season. And they might want to, be bowl eligible here. So, this is a start for them after spiraling the last four. Michigan State has, so we want to see our boys go out there and continue to build what they've gotten the last week, and some of those other games that we've showed flashes of what we could do last week. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, but I think blowout more than upset.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Like Michigan State ain't there yet, man. Like their coach, I think he's the right hire for them, but again, he's gonna have a hard time recruiting because the thing is, if you're trying to recruit a player to come play in the state of Michigan, and I'm just saying in the state of Michigan, why would you go to East Lansing? If I'm a player, if I'm a 5-star, even 3-star player, and I've had the option to go into Michigan State or University of Michigan, which school I'm choosing? I'm choosing Michigan.
Hmm.
And it's not me being a fan. It's just like, okay, this program in the past 30 years has won two national championships.
That's right.
Michigan State hasn't won a national championship since the 50s.
Yeah.
All right. Not only that, you have we we have talent. We've been pushing out talent into the NFL. Like it's been I don't know how many years we done had a player drafted in the first round. So if I'm a player and I know I'm being end up playing, probably had the potential playing on a Sunday, I'm going to Ann Arbor. But
Yes.
but far as I really think this is a blowout because if we go up 2 scores, it's gonna be a snowball effect that they can't even stop.
Yeah, it can get ugly, man. I mean, they're not just saying this to seem like, oh, it's a guarantee. it's very possible for it to take place. So yeah, like I said, a couple turnovers, offense is playing consistently on the U of M side, defense is holding it down. And a question or thing that I had coming out of the last game was seeing Jordan Marshall do what he did out there, and just picturing him and Hayes having a balanced running attack. Where both guys can get off and get a certain amount of carries and get a good amount of numbers due to their skill set. So Hayes will probably have the least because he's able to break, a couple of runs, which add on those yards. And you just rely on Jordan. Jordan should have more carries because he's doing between the tackles, 3, 4 yards pop. And that's not how you're valuing the running backs that you have out of care amount of carries. As it should be more based on yards, especially when you got Justice Hayes back there who can pop. That way, Marshall's not out of the mix because his style is more of a momentum style where the more you give it to the guy gets going, his motor's going. So I really want to see them implement both of these guys. And also, as we've seen, Hayes has come down with an injury. It's a pretty good way to keep your running back, your starting running back fresh. Having another back that can go in there and chew up some of those yards and go in between those tackles and take those hits and unleash those hits, and that's a good reason why that running game needs to be balanced as far as yards, not carries, because I think Jordan needs to carry the bulk because it shows this guy's ready to deliver. And this is going to be type of game where we're going to need that type of Jordan Marshall running, delivering blows, and tiring out of defense with a good offensive line push. They seem to really respond to Jordan well. So
Jordan
it's,
and
yeah, go ahead.
now Jordan's supposed to have been our running back anyway, feature running back this year anyway. If we didn't get Hayes out of the transfer portal,
Mm-hmm.
on start. But I feel like Marshall has been running the ball like he got a chip on his shoulder. Like y'all done forgot about me, man. Type
Yeah.
situation. So like, look, man, this is your opportunity. Unfortunately, Hayes went down with an injury, but hey, show us what you got. And he's been doing that. Like he has been he's been phenomenal
Yes, he
with
has.
that he's had that's been presented to him. So I'm glad we have him because outside of our run game, man, it's like it's a question mark with our pass game. Bryce is not there yet, in my opinion. So it's just we got to give him time to develop.
Where do you see areas that he's not quite there yet and think that he can improve in these areas to keep us, on float while kind of on the job training? Like what are these things, in games that he could be improving upon while live bullets are going on and not compromise us losing this game or any game.
Bryce, to me, Bryce, like Joe Clack said, like he can throw the ball. We know he can do that, but he needs to be better at passing the ball. Like he got his arm strength. Once he can understand and control the arm strength to kind of get it to his like Marsh can catch it. We know Marsh, Marsh and McCulley, they got that connection with him. Samaj, for some reason, I don't know what's going on. Samaj can't catch nothing from Bryce unless it's like a screen or if it's something like a 3 yard slant. But anything past 10 yards or something, man, Samaj is just like, bro, like he's not bringing his passes down. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's I want to see the brothers succeed, but you got to put up and you got to deliver. You got to deliver when you're out there on that field. 4-1. I've been hearing people debating on whether it's a quarterback with the touch or it's the receiver. That brings me back to playing and going through drills, and if that ball touches hands, it's supposed to be caught. So here yeah, you want to turn your face around and get ready for it, but there's nothing to really look at that play and see other than miss hands on the play. So, you know, this brother needs to get out there and hit that machine, get with Bryce, and continue to do what he's doing because He's playing because ain't nobody else out there, can challenge him for a spot. So in that regard, we ought to be happy that this guy is competing to stay on the field, but we would just have more expectations for this guy. And seeing what he's done pre um Sharon Moore, well, pre Sharon Moore head coach, with this, I don't see any of that. As far as the reverses and the kickoff returns, him actually catching the ball. Like, I don't know if last year with the lack of a QB play has kind of put some of the receivers like in a mental fog where they weren't barely getting anything last year, pretty much being a pedestrian out there, to this year they're full tilt. And it's time to go. Mid-season now, there's no excuses. It's time to catch the balls and it's time to go on. It shouldn't be lingering and constantly being a talking point amongst medias
Mm-hmm.
across the Michigan nation.
Bryce is the quarterback, man. He is the de facto guy, and he's not going anywhere. So, like the receivers, and like I said, it's Bryce, and it's also the receivers. They got to get on. They got to be in sync, man. Because yes, we are Michigan football. We gonna run the ball, but at the same time, man, when it come down to passing situations, we need these guys to deliver. We need these guys to execute. So, so I want to talk to you about this next point that we got to talk about. All right,
Okay.
have you ever experienced a game at East Lansing? Like, what is the rivalry energy up there in Michigan with Michigan and Michigan State? Now, again, I never been to a Michigan game. I live down here in Georgia.
Yeah.
All I know was taught from my experience of being a Michigan fan. We don't like them at all. They little brother.
Yeah, oh, man. Been to quite a few, mainly basketball with the Big Ten tournament. I've
Mm,
seen us go against Michigan State a few times, lose in the championship game twice in basketball, and but as far as their fan base, they're a little bit different watching them in basketball opposed to football. But last year I went to the game where we played them, won 24-17. So kind of got to look at Aiden Childs, see what he can, what he will bring to the game this year and what improvements he has in this matchup. But they're Spartan fans. They're going to say what they're going to say. They're going to root for their team. They're passionate about their team. But if they don't have anything to cheer about, they're not going to be up there, being annoying about it. They're going to sit down and shut up. If you give them nothing to cheer about, they will sit down and shut up. So that's the thing about them. If they're winning, they're going to be talking. They're going to talk. And with it being football, it's going to be even more obnoxious because that's the one they don't, the no one expects them to win, and that's the one that they'll be the hypest for. Especially going down to East Lansing, they'll be hype, and it'll be good. It'll probably strategize around that crowd, which is keep that game close early or take a lead in that game early. They would love to take a lead into halftime. That'll be ideal for them with that crowd to keep that crowd around in high spirits, for the second half. So I even see that being you can pretty much, I can guarantee you that's going to be something that they try to do, implement in their plan if they're thinking about thinking about crowd, because that crowd's going to be a lot of maize and blue. And if that thing's getting ugly, then it's going to be, Spartans leaving and U of M fans staying. So that game needs to be competitive throughout. Definitely going into halftime because it's going to be a lot of empty seats in the second half if they're putting out a luck performance. And it's up there with anyone. I mean, it takes no back seat to none, but it's just the parity as far as win losses and the state of the program for Michigan State prior to the 2000s and to where they've kind of hit now is why it's not looked at like a Michigan Ohio State.
yeah, but thinking about Michigan State, man, they do a lot of fighting. They fight. They fight, but that junk is absent during the game, during regulation. They
Mm-hmm.
fight pregame, And a lot of they might try to fight us after the game after we done put an L on their head.
Yeah, that
But
just looks pathetic, man.
I'm like, where's all this fight at when we was playing y'all?
Yeah, that part about it, I don't really respect that at all. We are on the field. Whatever goes on in the field, we can dap each other up after the game, and it's all love. But
Yeah,
on that field, I did my talking, so I don't have to rustle you down after the game or hit you or whatever. I did my hitting during the game. So after the game, it's hey, if you're acting right, we're acting right. And I just think that's why lately it's been disdained because, in the words of Khalil Mullins, some people just got to learn how to lose. They
yeah,
got to learn how to lose, and you would think they've done a lot of that, but yeah, Sparty will have to learn how to lose again this Saturday, and be professional about it because then now you're building steps towards winning when you lose with the winner's attitude or winner's mentality, meaning, hey, these things we can improve on, we can change. We're not going to act out. We lost. Go back to the drawing board, come back next week better. And they haven't had that over there, with this Michigan game. It's been acting out, and that's a testament to coaching and culture of the program.
yeah. I agree. And like I said, man, I think this game is where we put our foot down and remind everybody who runs the state. Now, far as it's still a rivalry, but now the scope of the Big Ten has changed the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm looking at they not even the best ancient Greece that's not rivalry anymore. Like now, I'm looking at USC as name because people forget the historical Rose Bowl matches with Michigan and USC from years.
Yeah.
Like USC and Michigan, they kind of consider themselves. It's like a new rivalry that's been created because of the historic matches that we had in bowl games. It's just like with Alabama and Georgia. Alabama and Georgia, they were not rivals up until you know I say like the past 20 years because
Big
it's
games do that.
SEC championship game. They always meet each other. It's
Yep,
Georgia,
big games.
and now since the their conference grew as well, they play each other every year now. So again, big games they change. It's money. It's all about money and the fan bases
What? Two
rivalry.
iconic brands.
Yep, yep. So um, who are your X factors in this game?
Glad you asked, because if we're gonna go off of biggest impact on the game, and it's gonna be Bryce Underwood, but he isn't the first that comes to mind because I'm thinking defense. Cole Sullivan continues to get plays. I want to see him make a big play or big plays this game. Jay Barham's been a little absent, and that's due to matchups, and he's still, going hard, and want to see how he handles these rushes directed towards him to kind of slow down this pass rush, see if they can find any ways to break him loose or put him in different positions to make plays. Derek Moore, basically the lines on both sides, especially the offensive line when we got three freshmen getting significant starting and getting significant snaps, or however they're rotating those guys in. The running backs, because Michigan is more of a win by committee, especially with the way we got until Bryce is up to speed. So
Mhm.
running back tandem, and then the CBs and the linebackers. I know it's the whole dang team pretty much, but not superstar breakout plays, just complimentary. Everybody being sound, everybody playing as one, being extensions of coaches, being an extension of their position coaches on the field, and our leaders out there that are Bryce, Hausman, Rolder, if Rodmore, if he's playing back at the safety, guys like that directing traffic that know what this rivalry is about. And yeah, those are going to be big keys. But I would start with the quarterback, being that we're going to have to, he's going to have to answer the bell if this guy on the other side is hot or getting into a rhythm. I stated the QB battle, the last game, the QB battle was important. I wanted to see Bryce win that last QB battle. And I'm going to say the same with this one. So definitely need to see him winning this QB battle. Rather, it's less turnovers, more rushing yards, better completion percentage,
All right. I think my co-host went out. All right. So let me message him real quick. But anyway, you guys, right.
There we go.
All right, you got Fitz back up. Good.
Lost me for a second.
Now, my thing is with the
You there?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Now, I'm glad he brought up Bryce Underwood. I really think he can have his signature freshman moment in this game because the thing is, this is a rivalry game, and I said earlier in the show that I want to see how he's going to hold his composure, but I really think he may end up probably breaking 60 or 70-yard touchdown run in this game. It can happen in this game. It can very well happen in this game. Um, I really think our front seven is going to wreck Michigan State's offensive rhythm the entire game. The thing I need to point out about this team, our team, why we don't trust our kicker enough. Like, why are we going for it on fourth down and we're pretty much on the 32-yard line? Like, let the kicker kick the field goal. You got to build his confidence up. Build his confidence up. So, um, now we had to have a convincing win in this game to keep our playoff hopes alive. We're ranked 25th right now, but I really feel like if we can kind of run the tables and beat Ohio State Thanksgiving weekend, I believe, I think we can possibly get back up there at 12, but we also going to need help with teams losing. So I can already see teams in the top 10, they're not going to stay up there forever. They're going to end up climbing. They're going to end up falling off that ladder. So we gotta win this game, and I think this should be a statement win for our program this year. Um, and this also can be a confidence booster heading into the tougher matchups that we got to play this season. So this is to me, this is more about just beating Michigan State. This is more about making sure everyone knows Michigan is not slipping because a lot of people in the media now they keep thinking that hey, Michigan, they ain't not this team, or well, they're not stealing signs. I've been hearing this shit for 2 years. I'm tired of hearing it. We're still a great team. It's just we're in a phase right now that we have a brand new quarterback. We just got a new offensive coordinator, the Chip Lindsey. He's still trying to figure out his identity on this offense as well. So it's just gonna take time, man. It's really gonna take time. Hold on, I'm thinking about my co-host still trying to fix his connection. Let's see if I can get him back on the show. There you go.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
good
Um,
enough.
yeah, I've been listening to you talk for like the last few minutes,
Oh,
and good points and everything that you brought up there.
yeah, but what I was saying is, man, it's just we gotta have a statement win with this game right here. It's more than just beating Michigan State.
Yes,
It is pretty much
agreed.
the naysayers up because
Yeah,
me talking this whole time about we was only good because we stole signs and all this other stuff and we cheated to win our national championship, all that. But anyway, like I said,
irrelevant.
we're still a good team. It just our offense, we're trying to figure out our identity.
And didn't you say something about Joel Klatt? And I mean, Joel Klatt said a lot of things, but one of the things that he was surprised when he said it on the broadcast, most of us knew because we follow our team, we know. But he seemed very surprised when he saw 22 or the amount of freshmen that we have. He said six, three on the line, three out there, a receiver, a quarterback, a redshirt freshman running back, and he was saying six on the offensive side alone. And I think that is fundamentally the reason for the inconsistency. And we've spoken about it previously, been on other shows talking about it. That takes time. As you just said, you got a new offensive coordinator. That's why to me the defense was the biggest thing that was a disappointment. Because you knew the offense was going to be settling in slowly because of freshman quarterback and the offensive line didn't quite start off. It'd have been different if we had a good offensive line last year and a lot of guys are returning. You would see different, different play in that area. But because we had to pretty much build up another offensive line with a couple of pieces, that's going to take time. And I think people are just unrealistic as far as their approach. People are talking about, let's get different receivers. Everybody who we have is on that team right now. No changes are going to be made. No transfer portal. Nothing. If guys do not step up in practice, they will not be on that field. The guys that are stepping up in practice are on that field. So that's what we have. What we need to do is big up these guys, pray that these guys improve, and they're not taken by the moment or getting down because they're dropping the ball or whatever it could be. Because this is big time football from here on out. There's no more freebies. You can't lose anymore. So your quarterback now is ready to, take a couple more steps in his development process. So you guys gotta have his back. Receivers, tight ends, you gotta have this guy's back, man. You get a pass coming, catch the damn ball. If you gotta catch it and fall or dive, do whatever it takes to help this kid out. Just a freshman at the same time. So the inconsistencies are relevant to the fact of our age. And yeah, these guys are performing good, but I got to see it because that's a real thing with inconsistency. We're talking about freshmen that haven't been there before, so we're gonna see inconsistency. We just need some of these other guys to kind of balance it out and lift these guys up and do what they need to do on their part.
I need Shamaj Morgan to be that leader.
Yes,
You shouldn't. I love Marsh, I really do, but Marsh should not be having more receiving yards than you, man. And I get it. It's gonna be games that he's gonna be featured more because of the matchups. You know, so again, man, we need him to be that leader, that leader on that for that wide receiver core, man.
yeah, he needs to step it up, and he's probably leading in other ways, hyping guys up, getting guys ready. But we need to see it on the field, man. We need to start seeing this on the field. He needs to see it in the field because that play was wide open. That
Yeah.
play was wide open. Um, my goodness, they could use it again. Disguise it another way, use it again, put somebody else in. There's plenty of ways they could use that play again, or with the threat of that play, something else springs loose. So it's just a lot. I get how they're using them because that's his skill set, being that gadget guy. But you got to catch something because you're not giving us too much on the returning end, on the kickoff and on the punch. You're not really giving us nothing there. And I expected to see something there more than I expected to see during, route trees and the receiving. I expected a kickoff return, punt return here. I've yet to see a 30, 40-yard punt return from this guy. Love him to death, but the production is off.
Yeah, I agree with you on that too, man.
Way off.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and Um, what's good? What's good, man, Mike, man? Yeah, we about to
Yes,
go.
sir, Mad Mike.
Yeah, we about to go ahead and close the show out, man. Any more last takes you need to get off?
Not really. Just Michigan fans, being in for a treat. This Saturday night. Um, we want to see those seats in that stadium. By third, fourth quarter, I want to see those bleachers, those stands. When they show the overhead shots and you don't really see people sitting in the seats. Let's just, we want to see those stands, and we want to see, sprinkles of maize and blue, high five and taking, drinking. That means that the night is in our favor, and it is the night that we want. Expect a dog fight. These things are always like that. This is one team that we do not normally beat when we should. So, coaching staff, which I'm pretty sure they're on alert, Sharon Moore, once again, this goes back to the coach. Last week, are you going to continue to build from that point, or are you going to fall back? So this is the week for us to really, I'm going to let the Sharon Moore critics have a field day, because this is the week that we need to see the same amount of detail in coaching, the same, but expand upon as far as what they corrected last week, but we got off to such a slow start offensively. We'll love to see our offense pick it up and rolling from the very beginning, because then now the defense is going to have even more confidence and they're going to play even better. So when they know, hey, man, offense put up 7. We can stop these guys again. We already turned them, boom. Offense put up the field goal. Now it's 10-0. We need to see this. And this is how you get a freshman quarterback on the road, where he's been inconsistent, pound that rock, get those guys, Marshall and those guys running, keys to victory, good line play, go blue. Let's get this, man. We need this win. Bragging rights to the family. Plenty of Spartan fans in my family, and yeah, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take it the distance with these guys, man. They're gonna give us our best, throw the kitchen sink at us. Uh, get prepared for trick plays. Get prepared for guys, diving at knees and just doing dirty stuff. Just get prepared for that. Guys gonna be out there talking. Keep playing. Stay composed. Do it the Michigan way. You know how we do, baby.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Okay, this like you said, man. Um, Got to play our style of football. Fans that are going to the game, look, I don't look. I want you guys to be the beginning of the fourth quarter, seeing Mr. Broadside a lot as I can. I'll be happy with that. But anyway, man, like I said, man, just play our style of football. Don't do too much with Bryce. And I feel like Bryce, well, he'll have his moments in the game, but we shouldn't be putting the game in his hands. You have a run game, you have a this offensive line, even though we've been riddled with injuries, they these guys been stepping up, especially in the run blocking. Get
hmm
the ball off to Marshall. Let those 5 guys in front of him do their job, man. Poetry in motion, man. But anyway, man, we about to get out of here, man. And hey, hail to the victors, man. Let's get this
That's
done.
right. We love y'all, man. Thanks. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like, and you will see clips of this show throughout social media. So you definitely jump on board with us, so we can take your questions and we can let you guys have just as much as input and develop this show as these two gentlemen right here. So peace and go blue.
Make sure y'all follow Pen Game on all his social media outlets, man. And again, this Mad Mike Network, we cover up pretty much all the sports. Y'all know we do college football now. We talk wrestling. We do everything. So, I know everybody been asking about me doing the Michigan show. Well, here you got it. So
Yeah, and we here to stay.
we here to stay. And hey, go blue. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
We out.
Time and time again.